Hi all! Everything in my video is pulled from the public domain, and I am using them under the Fair Use, Fair Dealings guidelines. Everything I say is my own opinion. You should look into this information for yourselves, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. Good morning, everybody. All right. Oh, we have a lot to cover. There's some ups, there's some downs, then we're going back up to an up, and then we're going back to a down. Yes, I know the Platinum Jubilee is kicking off. You guys are telling me about all this wonderful stuff that's coming on the television there. Unfortunately, you can't see it here in the United States. I'm waiting for this stuff, hopefully, to all be uploaded to YouTube so I can get on with it. So I'm dying to see it. So we're going to start with a few small tidbits, and then we're going to move into the big stuff, and some of this is big. So let's just jump in and get there, shall we? Let's go. All right, we're starting off. Remember I told you yesterday, how would Harry have felt if celebrities had visited the grave of his mother's death and pulled a stunt like, Harry's wife did in Texas? So when this comment came up, it really hit my, spot, because it's basically saying, what does he think his wife is doing in Texas? The exact same thing. Next up, a blind item came out. We know that these are usually pretty spot on, and it does look like they offered Meghan a Dancing with the Stars spot, which she immediately said no to. Could you imagine? I'm royalty, and I'm competing. Oh. Well, you guys, it looks like the poll is coming out saying that the docuseries that Harry and Meghan are hoping will save them with Netflix is en route to being a big fat fail. Well, yeah, because we've all seen them taping it. We know it's fake. We know what's going on. And it's supposed to boost their image as philanthropists, but we all know what's really happening. So, yeah, that doesn't surprise me. All right, moving on. All right, one of my followers sent me this picture. This is apparently a different statue of the Queen. This statue is in Newmarket in Suffolk. I love it. I'm sure there's a lot of these statues all over the country, but it's nice to see them, All right, moving on. All right, next up, there's a band called Garbage. No, I'm not kidding. That's the name of the band. And they put their opinion up that they thought that the move that Meghan made going to Texas was just flat out obscene. I happen to agree. Yep, there it is. They put it up on Twitter. Well, let me tell you, people went nutso. I really am happy that people are speaking out about what they did, because it really is obscene. All right, moving on. And of course, the Netflix and Spotify stories are starting to come out again. But in this case, I do think they're spot on. Netflix is saying that they need to get some pictures with the Queen and leak them to Spotify in order to, keep that deal going, which I believe. And Spotify is putting out that they want them to start talking about the royal family, what it was like to be in the royal family. And of course, the headline says they're facing pressure to break their promise. When have they ever held any of their promises that they made to the Queen? They also promised to uphold the Queen and her values. They've done nothing that they've promised. All right, let's move on to one of our bigger stories. All right. Barbara Sobel wrote an article, which I think is spot on. Are Meghan and Harry suffering from opportunistic dementia again? So let's take a look at what this article said, because it really was so spot on. First of all, in the TIG on October 24th of 2016, Meghan wrote that she had the most hardworking father that you could imagine. She talked about her trips to Jamaica, all of this while she was claiming to have struggled her whole life. Remember that? So I'm going to read you some of the things, just some small parts of what Meghan said about her dad before she met Harry. This is a man who took apart 2 Barbie boxed sets, because you could only buy a white Barbie or a black one, and made a custom one to bring home to me. His specialty set included a black Barbie mom, a white Ken doll dad, and 2 kids, 1 black and 1 white. I can think of so many moments with my dad. Our club sandwich and fruit smoothie tradition post tap and ballet classes which he religiously took me to on Saturday mornings after working 75 hours a week as a lighting director. The fishing trips to catch catfish or trout and cook it up for dinner. the commitments he made to my lighting at my school musical so they felt as grand as a Broadway show. The blood, sweat, and tears this man invested in my future so I could grow up to have so much. He helped me turn my bathroom into a dark room when I was 12 because I wanted to be a photographer, shading my windows in red light gels and filling my cabinets with extra jugs of fixer. He put gas in my car when I went from auditions trying to make it as an actress. He is the person who believed in this grand dream of mine well before I could even see it as a possibility. He taught me to write thank you notes, to always arrive early, to drink Arnold Palmer's, to find my light when I'm on a camera and beyond. And that right there is my point. My dad taught me to find my light, and he taught me to make my own box. So to my dad, my thoughtful, inspiring, hardworking daddy, happy Father's Day. If I had all the water in the world, I'd give all the water to you. Period. So for all of Megan's whining about what a rotten childhood she had and how they were poor and eating salads at the $4.99 all-you-could-eat salad bar at the Sizzler and, blah, blah, blah. As you can see, she had a very privileged childhood and she had a great father who took wonderful care of her. That's why I get unnerved and a little upset when I see articles like this. Megan has every right to blank her deadbeat dad. What? She starts writing about how she didn't feel sorry for Megan for ages and how she was the very definition of have your cake and eat it too. But that the more she heard about how horrible Megan's father was, the more she felt sorry for him, and he's toxic. So I'm guessing that this author didn't read that passage from the TIG, just like I'm pretty sure Harry never read it. Remember, Harry's family is the family that she never had. And I like what Baroness Buck pointed out. Thomas Sr. took Megan to dance lessons on Saturdays, posh Hollywood restaurants for Father's Day and weekly lunch, volunteered his work for every school play, took her fishing, horseback riding, he even FedExed soup to her. So no, I don't believe he's a deadbeat dad. Correct. So back to the article. Let's remind you of some of the things that they claimed happened to them while they were senior royals. That Harry's wife experienced racism, that she was held hostage, that she wasn't able to go anywhere even though she flew to New York for a baby shower, and she had her passport taken away. Harry had genetic trauma, which, by the way, is not recognized by the AMA, that the press in the UK were racist, that the people in the UK were racist, that Harry's wife was suicidal and was unable to get help, even though Harry was able to get help and everybody else was able to get help. And she could have asked the physicians or anybody else for help, but she didn't. She went to Harry, who flat out refused to do anything for her. That Harry and Meghan had to flee England to save their lives, that they wanted a private life away from the cameras, that the flash of cameras gives Harry PTSD. I mean, we've heard all of this stuff. So as it says in this article, which you guys should read, it's a fabulous article, a person who is a victim of racism and abuse so bad they were forced to flee a country doesn't usually return to the scene of the crime and put their children in that kind of danger. Parents don't deliberately put their children in harm's way, subjecting them to racism, unless it never happened and they are suffering from, quote, opportunistic dementia and forgot, or the parents are so mentally ill that we need to call the authorities in to investigate. Spot on. And that leads into this whole thing, the stories are coming out. Megan has reached out to her estranged dad. She feels so bad since he had the stroke, and she wants to reach out privately and discuss with him what's happening. All these puff pieces. And I've told you before that I don't think she has. Now, we know that Thomas has left the hospital. The stroke is over. There's no need for him to stay inpatient. He's going to go home. They'll arrange for inpatient rehab somewhere. He needs speech therapy. But the point is, we already heard from Padina, and now it's confirmed in the news that Megan did not reach out. Those were simple puff pieces that were put out to try to help with her image because it's taken such a hit because of this disgusting display that she pulled in Texas. Okay, we're going to shift gears really quick and go back to Netflix. The CEO said that the 75% stock drop was horrifying, disappointing, and embarrassing. Now, there's a lot of stuff going on because apparently people were really wanting Dave Chappelle to be canceled after this, comments that he made. And the CEO said that canceling him is comparing him to censorship in the Middle East. And he's having to defend himself because apparently people are contacting Netflix going, why aren't you canceling Dave Chappelle after the disgusting comments he made? And yet you canceled Pearl. Well, I can answer that very simply. Dave Chappelle is making money for Netflix, and Harry and Meghan aren't. Simple answer. All right, next up, William was spotted because there was a full dress rehearsal for Trooping the Color. Doesn't he just look so gallant and handsome on that horse? I love this guy. So what do you guys think happened next? Yes, stories are coming out that William drugged his horse. You're kidding. Gee, I wonder which Sussex Squad members are spreading that rumor. Oh, wait, look at the top of the screen. These are the same two who wrote the following. Yep. I don't see how they get away with putting stuff like that out there, because if you Google, as Marietta pointed out, horse riding style, it clearly shows that they're lying. And not only that, but what they're saying is defamatory. But the fact that they don't research their stuff, or maybe they're incapable of doing research, seriously, that could show the mental capacity that you can't do some basic research before you put info out. All right, now we're going to put out some good news. Stonehenge went multicolored for the Platinum Jubilee. Seriously, you guys, how cool is that? I love it. Beautiful. I love that everybody's getting involved in this. I just wish I could see it in person. All right, we're rolling into the end here. It's been reported that Harry and Meghan have renewed the lease on Frogmore. I don't understand why. Why are they renewing the lease? They don't stay there. They don't go there. Meghan hasn't been there in 2.5, 3 years. Why are they paying for a house that they don't need? I'm pretty sure there's several reasons for that. One being taxes, because Harry has to show a residence in the UK for taxes. And also, it puts them, as you can see in the map, right at the heart of Windsor. Because who knows what they've got planned for down the road. All right, this information was put on my Twitter wall by one of my followers. I just thought it was so interesting, I wanted to share it. Apparently, Shallon Lester was editor in the Star magazine, a writer for Glamour, and had done reality TV, and a successful YouTuber, etc., etc. And she confirmed something that we pretty much knew already, but, nice to have confirmation. And what she said is that all the gossip on the royals was all made up before Meghan appeared, but once Meghan appeared, the links became the normal thing. And she was also, she said that after Meghan came on the scene with Harry, that they were fed 5 stories a day from their team. So yes, Harry and Meghan are feeding the tabloids, but we already knew that. All right, I'm just going to add this one little last bit of information. The Archbishop of Canterbury, the same one that married Harry and Meghan, has COVID-19 and pneumonia, and as a result, he won't be able to be at the church giving the service. On the one hand, I feel sorry for him. On the other hand, I bet he's happy, because don't forget, this is the same guy who had to come out and make a public statement because Harry and Meghan had claimed that he had married them 3 days earlier in the backyard, which would have been illegal. So now, because he has COVID, he doesn't have to see them. Yeah, I bet he's happy. All right, a couple other small little tidbits. I saw this on Twitter. This woman, Kat, wrote, the fact that there are full-time Meghan Markle hate careerists on the internet is depressing. That they're making the shooting about their hatred for Meghan is truly more disturbed. Well, I had to respond to that one. I want to know why people like her can't sit back and say, okay, yeah, she's co-opted all the PR. Yes, she probably shouldn't have done it. She doesn't live there. She has no connection to the place. She could have made a donation. But why can't they just admit that? Well, do you guys remember when I showed you this yesterday, how if you use your race and the insult of racism as a shield against criticism for bad behavior, that's what truly racist is and makes you look weak? Well, I uploaded that to her page along with the following comment. I pointed out that she should learn it and live it. going and making this entire situation about her, lying she was there in a private capacity when it now came out that was untrue, co-opting a national tragedy for personal PR is never a good look. Yeah, I wonder what she'll think of that. Yeah, she'll probably just block me. All right, we're going to finish up now with some statements that I found on Twitter, which I thought were just spot on, like this one. Sussex Squad, we hate the British royal family and we're happy Harry and Meghan left. Sussex Squad, can't wait to see Meghan and Harry join the British royal family to celebrate the Platinum Jubilee. Exactly. And here's another comment that I found on Twitter which really caught my attention. Let's point out that Meghan got offended by somebody allegedly suggesting her child might be black. And then she named her only daughter after the evil white colonial queen. And by the way, her followers loved the name. They loved it. I don't think they put two and two together that Harry and Meghan named the daughter after the head of the very family that they purport to hate. All right, you guys, it's a Finn update time. You guys haven't seen him in a while. I let him out yesterday. He's getting really fast. Okay, watch this. Ready? Come on. You're so fast. Woo. Hey, buddy. Finn. Come here. Come, Finn. Come here. Oh, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. Come here, Finn, Finn. You ready? Round and round and round. Woo! Show everybody how happy you are. Is that a squirrel? Let's not kill any more animals out here, huh? Let's not kill any more animals. Why are you getting so close looking at me like that? Go get him. Go get him, Finn. Go get him. He's out there. Hey. So as you guys can see, Finn is doing just fine. Everything here is fine. So, of course, I want your comments. What do you think about Meghan's father being called a deadbeat when her own stuff from the TIG shows that that's not true? And do you think Harry has ever seen any of that stuff? Because it would basically show her to be a liar. I mean, what do you think about the Sussex Squad insinuating that William drugged his horse? I mean, really, for the love of God. What do you guys think about Stonehenge being lit up? I loved it. Absolutely loved it. So listen, I want your comments. You know I'm reading them. So don't forget to make them good. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. If you've already subscribed, double check. I just got an email from somebody telling me that they've been unsubscribed twice this month without knowing why. So we know what's happening. Just keep double checking, everybody, okay? Don't forget, you can follow me on Twitter. You can follow me on Rumble. You can follow me on Getter. You can email me. For those of you who have donated to my coffee fund, thank you so much. And as always, you guys, have a great day.